Welcome back to the Journey to Unreal, the series that makes me reconsider trying out obbies. After a bit of an extended period, I'm finally back to show you what I've done in recent months, as well as how the series is going. So without any more explaining, let's get into it. But before we start the video, please consider subscribing to the channel, as we are trying to hit 20,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I know it's just the click of a button, but it goes a long way. Thanks! Hey, just a little disclaimer, since this is a mini episode, it's not gonna be as great or going to nearly as much detail as the regular Journey to Unreal episodes. I'll explain why later. Enjoy! This is the Tower of Watermelon. 10 floors of odd and strategic jumps, and also was my first planned horrific. After a bit of learning off stream, I went on to make it all the way to the end of 5 on my first day, which was pretty surprising as people told me it would be a struggle. Assuming it was a fluke, I started the second stream humble, but soon progressed to the near end of 6, and on day 6, just a week later, something far beyond my expectations happened. On my second attempt of floor 7, I passed it, then I fluked 8. And finally, I was standing at the final floor. Being under a tight timer and a teleporter sending you to floor 6, you have to do some of the hardest gameplay in the tower rather quickly, making it by far the hardest floor of the tower. Let's see how far I got. End. It was almost equivalent to beating the entire tower. I was in pure disbelief, and in the coming days, I even nearly got back to 10. Everything was going great. It seemed as if my first horrific was going to be beaten soon, but from my perspective, things weren't going well. Even with my disproportionately quick grind, I was losing interest. After playing obbies over 10 hours a week for over a year, it was finally beginning to get dry. Was this series actually coming to an end? It was a lazy day, and I had nothing to do. Being bored, I joined the Eternal Abyss and saw the Tower of Malefic Nuisances, an entry raw-based horrific. I decided to see how far I could get sight reading, and surprisingly, I made it all the way to floor 3. I honestly found it way more fun than Watermelon, leading me to the major decision of dropping my first planned horrific to pursue this. For a couple days, I slowly learned the tower, making it to floor 5 before my first stream. Unfortunately for me, 5 was being a hassle, and making it past was nearly impossible due to this extremely long trust-to-trust jump in the middle of the floor. At one point, I even considered dropping it just like Watermelon, until one day where I had an extraordinary run. There's unfortunately no footage, but my first attempt past 5, I fluked the notoriously difficult floor 6, making it to the easiest floor of the tower, floor 7. Because of that little fact, I was now on 8. But it would be a miracle to pass 8 with my little practice on it. Oh, never mind. For some reason I went insane and fluked yet another difficult floor, meaning I was now at 9. This was on equal difficulty, maybe even harder than 6, so there was zero chance I passed it. But you know what? Maybe I could. No, that would be too good to be true. I failed the last jump of 9, ending this run in a rather tragic fashion. From there, what could only be known as the Dark Ages commenced. Remember the trust to trust jump on 5 from earlier? Well, it came back, and with force. Eventually, my mud block on 5 became so bad that quite literally every single run got to the floor, with virtually none passing it. To add on, when I was passing 5, I failed floor 7 3 separate times, nearly draining all my motivation. But just when I thought an 8 run wouldn't be possible, the unthinkable happened. Floor 10. Everything was culminating up to this moment. Failure, and I may never beat my first terrific. But now a word from our sponsors. This is jtoh Pro, the sponsor of this video and also one of the best free platforms to view your progress in etoh. You see, they do this through a card just like this, and it presents your hardest tower, along with your completed towers and areas. It's extremely useful to get a simple, clean showcase of your stats with just the click of a button, and I've been using it for a while. The cards are even fully customizable, which is why I have this cool Ring 9 background. But that's not it, because there's even a dedicated Discord bot to generate cards and do just a little flexing on your friends. It can be used in almost any Discord server, making it a super versatile feature. Finally, they have leaderboards for the games they support, etoh and CSCE, all ranked by different metrics such as skill points, which are calculated based on the difficulty of what you've done. Try generating your own card today with my link in the description, and thanks to jtoh Pro for sponsoring this video. Back to the episode. That quick recap basically brings you up to speed with what's happened, and hopefully has shown you just how chaotic it's been. In the end though, I did beat my first terrific, which is honestly something I never imagined I would achieve in this game, and definitely has given me a confidence boost. If you're wondering why this is a mini episode, I'll explain now. Firstly, as you saw, it was a very odd progression, and definitely would be hard to document in detail. Secondly, the majority wasn't recorded or even remembered, making it impossible to create a fully detailed episode. Because of this, I've compromised, creating a quicker paced mini episode to at least give you a refresher. As for Watermelon, I was going to try and finish it off after Malefic Nuisances, but after learning it wouldn't be required to progress to my next goal, I polled whether or not you guys wanted to skip it, and the answer was a resounding yes. Because of this, my next grind will be, wait, drumroll please, the Tower of Eternal Void. It's the precursor to Infinite Void, and a perfect last horrific to prepare. It sits at high horrific, meaning this will be a large jump in difficulty for me, but thankfully, it's actually accessible for my skill since I'm already good with consistency. I'm really excited to grind it, and if this video comes out on time, I should be playing it tomorrow. Again, I apologize for not having the opportunity to make a full-fledged episode out of an achievement as substantial as this, but what I can promise is that the next episode's video will be great. And from the baseline of catastrophic to my first horrific completion, I'm slowly improving, and soon enough, we're gonna arrive at the Citadel of Infinite Void. So join me on this road trip through etoh's 3 hardest difficulties, and see just how I'm able to go from the Tower of Generation failure all the way to the peak of human skill. And as always, I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.